I recently saw an interesting graphic online. You may have seen it. It had a picture of an iceberg, and the tip of the iceberg was labeled Hatha Yoga, and the other 90% under the water was labeled the rest of yoga. I would add to that graphic 100% of the iceberg is what we call Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is the foundation of all the practices that we know of as yoga, including the postures, breathing, and meditation. It is also the study of the philosophy and the psychology of yoga. The primary text for the study of Raja Yoga is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Some sutras are practical, and they bring yoga into every aspect and every moment of our daily life. Some sutras explore the most subtle states of consciousness that a human being can experience. Satchidananda Ashram and the Integral Yoga Institutes are one of the few yoga lineages outside of India that offer a certification course to train Raja Yoga teachers. This training is based on the commentary on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by Swami Satchidananda. This is the best-selling commentary on the Yoga Sutras in the United States today because it's so practical, it's so approachable, and often entertaining. It's used by many different schools in their basic 200-hour yoga teacher training to teach the philosophical part of the yoga curriculum. So what does Raja Yoga teacher training offer? It's an in-depth study of the essential sutras that a teacher needs to understand in order to be able to teach Raja Yoga. These sutras define what yoga is, namely, yoga is the control of every thought on every level of our mind. This is a surprising definition for someone who thinks that yoga is the postures. The sutras say that we can, through yoga, experience ourselves for who we really are, namely pure spirit, living in a body and a mind. With this goal in mind, Raja Yoga turns to the study of the Eightfold Path, and that's the path that you take in order to reach this experience of yourself as spirit. And the 8 limbs cover the benefits of the formal practices that we think of as yoga, like poses, breathing, and meditation. The 8 limbs also show how to make yoga a part of our awareness and our decision-making process in every part of our life. And it does this through yama and niyama, which are basic ethics and the mindful cultivation of right attitudes in our day-to-day life. As we review the sutras, we also study how to teach them. The course includes a 130-page manual on how to teach a beginner's course in Raja Yoga. The manual offers a summary of the key sutras that you'll want to include in a beginner's class. It also includes a series of points that you may want to cover when you're speaking about each sutra. It gives tips on how to lead group discussion, and because discussion is such an important way for students to actually get into and assimilate the information, it provides some useful questions that you may want to ask to stimulate discussion. It also offers a model of a 6-week curriculum and which sutras you'd include in every week as you teach. This gives you a framework of how to design a class and how to present a class. And this would take a long time to develop if you were doing it on your own. This actually represents many years of study and practice of Raja Yoga and teaching Raja Yoga by Swami Karunananda and Reverend Jagannath Carrera. They are the 2 people that originally designed the course. And the 130-page manual was developed over a period of 20 years by Swami Karunananda as she taught the course again and again. During the course, the trainees prepare and give a few short talks on selected yoga sutras. So the manual also includes tools on how to prepare and organize a talk and helpful hints on making it lively and making people feel something by what you're going to be telling them. Since many people feel nervous about public speaking, the course also includes some ways you can use the practice of yoga to feel more confident and more at ease while you're speaking publicly. Trainers give supportive feedback as people give their talks on what is already good in your public speaking style and what would be the next step you might want to take to become a better and more proficient speaker. And this is wonderful training to have in life in general, not just for teaching Raja Yoga. Whenever you have to speak to more than a few people, we can all improve our skills. This is good for people teaching Hatha Yoga, for speaking up at a meeting, or even for marketing yourself as a Hatha Yoga teacher. Even if someone doesn't want to teach Raja Yoga as a formal practice, there are so many other venues in which you can use this information. Many Hatha Yoga teachers include one idea or one sutra in their Hatha Yoga classes to help students take yoga off the mat and out into their day-to-day life. Raja Yoga is the foundation of yoga therapy because it teaches us how to make a person whole on every level of their being. So Raja Yoga is a part of many yoga therapy training programs, and it certainly is encouraged for people in the integral yoga therapy training. A number of graduates of the program use Raja Yoga in their professional practice as physical or psychotherapists. I also know a number of doctors and counselors and chaplains that use Raja Yoga in their healing practice. Integral yoga stress management is an adaptation of Raja Yoga for the workplace and in healthcare facilities. So it's really based on the totality of Raja Yoga, including the postures. Many yoga studios offer a 200-hour basic Hatha Yoga teacher training program. The Yoga Alliance, in order to accredit these programs, requires that they teach 20 hours of yoga philosophy. And there are lots of great Hatha Yoga teachers who aren't trained and don't feel qualified to teach the philosophy component. So graduates of this Raja Yoga teacher training have been invited many times to teach yoga philosophy in different schools, yoga teacher training, both 200-hour and 500-hour program. Raja Yoga is a guide to meditation, and ultimately it's a roadmap to enlightenment. So the biggest benefit that we get when we focus in a concentrated way on Raja Yoga is we get very inspired in our own practice. Raja Yoga gives us a vision of what we're going toward, and it gives us more tools for peace right now. It encourages our growth toward lasting and permanent happiness. Even though this is probably the last reason we think of to take a course in Raja Yoga teacher training, it's actually the most important because it can change your life for the better and permanently. To take the course, one probably should have a basic understanding of Raja Yoga already, so some familiarity with the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So generally, this course is offered to people who've graduated from a 200-hour basic yoga teacher training program that included some study of Raja Yoga and some practice of meditation. If someone is very familiar with the sutras and loves the sutras, but they're not a trained Hatha Yoga teacher, sometimes we've made an exception. So if this is your case, please get in touch and we'll see together if this seems like a good fit for you. The New York Integral Yoga Institute will be offering a Raja Yoga teacher training in April of 2016. Mostly it will be taught on the weekends, and you can look online for the exact dates. There will be some reading and some online video that we want you to look at before the course begins. And there will also be online video and some reading to do during the week between sessions. So we recommend that you put aside between 2 and 3 hours a week outside of class time to study and to prepare your presentations. I'm Swami Vidyananda, and I'll be teaching the course with Reverend Durga Glasson. We've both taught Raja Yoga for many years. She's used it in her work as a guidance counselor, and I've used it in my teaching and as a hospital chaplain. We'll be joined by Reverend Vidya Vaughn, and she is the person who compiled and edited the book of the Yoga Sutras with commentary by Swami Satchidananda. Reverend Vidya loves to teach the practical aspects of Raja Yoga with the asanas, pranayama, imagery, and yoga nidra. We've all been yoga teacher trainers for many years, and we love this work. We look forward to the opportunity to dive deep into the Yoga Sutras with you during this teacher training. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to be in touch. May you and may all beings be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.